What's going on, Jets fans? Welcome into the Jets Report, and we have some breaking news for you guys. Aaron Glenn is expected to be the next head coach for your New York Jets, and then also Lance Newmark is expected to be the next general manager for the New York Jets. So this is big-time news, and coming up on today's show, deep diving into both of these guys, what has made them so successful so far in their NFL careers, and why I truly believe this guy right here being the next Jets head coach is a great move for our New York Jets. But before we dive into it, make sure you guys are subscribed here to the Jets Report. Anytime we have breaking news around the New York Jets, any rumors, any news that we get, we will have a video for you guys ASAP. So lock us in there, hit that subscribe button, help us reach 2,000 subs, and don't miss a thing around your New York Jets. I would really, really appreciate it. But let's dive into this here. So Aaron Glenn becoming the next head coach for the New York Jets, and my initial reaction to this was, Aaron Glenn's going to be a great culture setter. Now, I think people view him as just this elite, defensive mastermind where he's going to come in, he's going to take this Jets defense to another level. And, I agree with that. But what I think, and most importantly, what he's bringing to the table here is a guy who is going to set the foundation and set the culture of what it means to play New York Jet football. And also, what a better choice than a guy who played multiple seasons with the Jets, had 24 career interceptions, including 4 pick sixes, and he's actually 4th all-time in career interceptions for the New York Jets. But this past season, Aaron Glenn did a tremendous job with a Lions defense, in my opinion, that should not have been performing at the level they did. And yes, I understand these are just the regular season numbers, so this does not include the 45-point burger that the Washington Commanders offense dropped on them in the divisional round of the playoffs. But look at their ranks here. They're 5th in stopping the run. They're a top 10 scoring defense, and they were 1st on third downs. And keep this in mind. This is without Marcus Davenport, Carlton Davis, Derek Barnes, Aleem McNeil, Aiden Hutchinson, Nate Lynn, Emmanuel Mosley, Kyle Pecco, and Ennis Rakestraw Jr. This was with a ton of injuries to that side of the field. And, I think everybody's going to be, clamoring for, Ben Johnson. Like, oh, what a great job he did with this, Lions organization. And he did. He is one of the best offensive masterminds we have seen hit the head coaching cycle in a very, very long time. But what I thought got underappreciated and undervalued is what Aaron Glenn did with a Lions defense that, especially at the end of the season, they were running practice squad guys out there. But I thought the one game that was so special for Aaron Glenn was that Sunday night Week 18 performance against Kevin O'Connell and the Minnesota Vikings, where he put that offense in a jail cell. He completely locked them up. He trusted his corners, Amik Robertson and the crew, to just go one-on-one with Jefferson and Jordan Addison, and it ended up paying out huge for the New York Jets as they did not allow the Minnesota Vikings to score a single touchdown in that game. Truly one of the best defensive coordinating, one of the best defensive coordinating jobs we have seen. But I do want to talk about one guy here, and someone who I think could really take the next step up with Aaron Glenn being the hire, and that's Sauce Gardner. Obviously, Aaron Glenn playing cornerback in the NFL, but what we have seen from him getting the most out of Lions cornerbacks over the past couple of years has been huge. And, I think if you're looking at, what direction you wanted, the Jets to take this head coaching search, whether it was a defensive-minded guy or an offensive-minded guy, I was leaning more of the defensive guy, because if you just look around at the AFC, you got guys like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. I mean, that big four is not going anywhere. And if you want to stop those teams, if you want to give yourself the best chance to win, especially in the NFL playoffs, I would have much rather have a defensive wizard in Aaron Glenn in comparison to those other guys. And I cannot wait to see Sauce Gardner play under the Aaron Glenn defense. I think he is going to go back and have another all-pro year in his short NFL career. But, man, it's got to be an awesome moment for Aaron Glenn, the team that you played for. Now you're going to be the next head coach for him. It is a truly, truly just a completely special time to be a Jets fan. And, I think this was a great hire. If I had to grade it, I'd probably give it an A-. I'm not going to get on here and say this is an A+. Oh, it's going to change the whole Jets organization, and this is the guy that's going to get, the Jets back to the promised land. But I think this was a very, very good move. I'm in love with this, and he has just done such a great job. And, I think it was very, telling what he did with that Lions defense this past season with all the injuries they had, still ranking out very, very highly in some key statistical categories here. That all gives credit to the guy, Aaron Glenn. But I'll ask you guys, grade the signing of Aaron Glenn down below in the comments section. Let me know your thoughts down below. And now we got to talk about another new member of the Jets organization. We are getting reports that their new GM will be Lance Newmark. Now, Lance Newmark and Aaron Glenn have a connection. Newmark was with the Lions organization for a very, very long time. Starting out in 1994 to 2004, he was the Lions area scout. Then he got upgraded to their Lions national scout in 2005 to 2007. Then he was the assistant director of college scouting from 2008 to 2014. Then he got an upgrade to director of college scouting from 2015 to 2021. And then in 2022 to 2023, he was the senior director of player personnel for the Lions. And, it's not like for the last 15 years, the Lions organization has been, the most well-run organization in the NFL. I'm not saying that by any means, but I do think the Lions have done a great job in their past couple of drafts. Like, you look at guys like Jack Campbell, reaching on a player like Jahmyr Gibbs, and they've drafted offensive linemen greatly. I mean, you look at a guy like Penei Sewell, even, I know Aiden Hutchinson, pretty obvious pick there, but he still drafted him. And just overall, I think he's done a fantastic job with the Lions. And, the one thing I love most about this is you're keeping them tied at the hip. And what I mean by that is they already have a connection in the past. They know what each other, wants to accomplish out there on the football field, and having that head coach and having that general manager on the same timeline, in my opinion, is absolutely huge. And plus, now we're going to the future, like let's just say, best case scenario here, Glenn, Newmark, they kill it. They get the Jets back to the postseason, and they deserve extensions after, their rookie, or not the rookie contract, their first deal was up. Like, I think that is ideally how you would want to play it. And then also the negative side, where if they do fizzle out and the next 3 years are a disaster, you can cut bait and just restart this cycle. But that's a breaking news there. Aaron Glenn becoming the next head coach of the New York Jets. This is the guy. I had him as my top option. Then I had Brian Flores as a solid backup. But still, if I had to have my pick of the litter here, Aaron Glenn, was my guy. And it's just shout out to the Jets organization for shout out to Woody Johnson. I know he's kind of a meme amongst Jets fans, but hey, I think you made the right hire here, and I think you landed a kind of a diamond in the rough in Lance Newmark. Also this past season, forgot to mention this, Lance Newmark was the assistant general manager with the Washington Commanders. They had a great draft. Obviously, it starts with Jaden Daniels, and you have a guy who has that experience now of drafting a rookie quarterback, and if the Jets, probably not this year, but will most likely be next year, if they have those set of eyes looking out for the next quarterback, I think it is absolutely huge. But I do want to say thank you guys so much for watching today's breaking news as the Jets are hiring Aaron Glenn and Lance Newmark as a package deal to be the next general manager and the head coach. But we'll have videos on his staff coming up over the next couple of days, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. We'll see you guys next time. As always, go Jets.